Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the podcast that, if you put your mind to it, you can accomplish anything. It's Pleasure Explosion. I'm your host this week. My name is Jack Cruz. I'm joined by Nicholas Pryor.
It's your boy,
John O'Peck.
Hey guys, what's going on?
And a very rugged Thomas Marshall.
I'm actually hoping that the burp that you let rip right before the intro makes it into the podcast somewhere, Jack.
Yeah, well, maybe. I guess you'll have to listen back to find out.
Yeah.
We'll squeeze it in there somewhere. Welcome.
Just underneath the intro. Actually, you've already heard it.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Spoilers, come on. Hey.
Is it a spoiler if it's already happened, though? Because at the time they're listening to this, they would have already heard
Inception. It's a bit...
I feel like this is deja vu, is it?
Where's
we had a spoilers episode, did we not?
We certainly did. But there's only the four of us this week. Formerly four of us, and only three of us now. So Jono's mysteriously left. Here he is. Your boy.
The assumption is that you don't mention it, and Jono will come back and everything will be fine.
Well, Nick had already mentioned it.
It froze for me, and I was like, oh, I wonder if it's frozen for them. I'll just hit refresh, and hopefully they haven't noticed. But then I come back and you're talking about me.
Nick noticed and mentioned it immediately.
Yeah, I was going to let it roll.
It makes for good podcasting material.
I was going to let it roll, but nevertheless.
Just
the four of us this week. We've had some casualties. Kieran finally killed Dylan, and Ashley, I believe, is at work. Just
he said his grandmother's 80th birthday. He literally just told you that.
I didn't see the reply. There you go. You learn something new every day. Pleasure Explosion. Pleasure Explosion. The learning podcast. That's what this podcast was originally meant to be.
That is an idea for a podcast. Yeah, that's clearly not this one.
I remember... No, clearly not.
I learned what your top 5 things are on my episode.
Yeah, well, that's true, yeah. But no, it was like, what was it? God. We were... so much work.
We'd come back and go, so did everyone learn about what I wanted you to learn about?
No.
My original proposition was that the 6 of us would each bring something that we had learned during the week to explain and discuss, but yeah, that got vetoed for conversational bullshit topic, yeah.
It's probably something you could still do, and now that we have like this podcast and other podcasts, you could just do it like as a monthly thing, because it seems like something that would take to do it weekly is a lot of work.
You need
something
people
I'm not
with a thirst for knowledge.
So much learning.
Well, you have to learn something, or you have to. It's either like it gets to like Friday, and you're like, "Fuck, I haven't learned anything this week."
It's literally as easy as going to the homepage of Wikipedia and just random paging for a while until you find something interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
But maybe I'll make you do that for my next topic.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Everyone brings something that they learned recently. Yeah.
I like it. That's good.
Well, that's obviously not what's happening today, though, Jack. So perhaps you could fill people in on what happening today.
I learned that Jono was 30 at the time this goes live.
I'm damn well ready. I will do it.
Happy birthday, Jono.
Oh, yeah, it's happy birthday, Jono, for when this is posting. If you're listening right now on Monday at 12 p.m. or just after, because it probably takes you a minute or so to download the podcast, head over to Twitter and wish Jono himself a happy birthday. The big 3-0.
Yeah, it's a big one, hey.
You old fuck.
I will endeavour to
true and accurate
try
statement.
and remember that tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, if you don't remember, Tom, I don't give anyone else much chance. Since we talk every day.
I thought you were meaning out of the rest of these guys, but...
If any of the 7 of us was going to forget, it'd be Tom.
Yeah.
It'd be 8 p.m. our time, and he'd go, "Oh, was that today?"
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
I won't deny
General oblivious. Did you have a bite or something on you, Tom? What's going on in your arm up there?
Oh, no, just bruises. Not sure quite how it happened.
How do you get bruises on the inside of your arm?
Claire Beats.
For our audio listeners, which is 100% of our listeners, Tom has bruises
He does. I believe they look remarkably like 3 sort of fingerprint sort of points on
interesting
between my bicep and tricep on the inside of my arm.
Do you karate every
description?
week?
Yeah. I try to.
Yeah. And is that like sparring, or are you learning karate? Like what does it involve?
All sorts. So last week I went to 8 different classes.
Wow.
Over 5 days.
Crazy.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Have you
You tell us tell us when you get a trophy or something, but you don't tell us you punched someone in the face today.
Well, because part of the skill is not actually punching in the face. Yeah.
It's all about discipline.
Element of control involved.
Yeah.
What colour belt have you got?
I have a green belt.
That sounds pretty
in the particular style that I'm practicing currently.
What is the style?
Sado is the style.
Which Mortal Kombat character uses Sado?
Sadism.
No idea.
Have you
Probably none of them.
Have you accidentally punched someone in the face?
Oh, plenty of times, yeah.
Have you been punched in the face?
How many of them weren't accidents?
2 questions at once. I can't answer either.
Have you ever been punched in the face?
Oh, plenty of times also, yeah.
Fantastic.
What's
The
the
next
appropriate
question
reaction to being punched in the face?
Oh, fuck!
Yeah, the appropriate reaction is to make sure your nose isn't bleeding or something and...
Or your teeth are still there.
Continue, yeah.
So
No, particularly like nobody means it.
Is it always apologetic, or is it like that happens so often that you don't even mention
No,
it?
it's an apologetic thing. Like, you don't mean to.
Sure.
But there's an element of you didn't get out of the way, potentially, as much as there is like an element of it might be some idiot that doesn't know how long their arms are or something.
Is it possible those bruises are from some kind of grab move or something?
Yep, that's what I'm anticipating. Or I'm expecting, sorry.
Okay.
You're expecting?
I'm theorising.
Yeah.
Have you learnt wax on, wax off yet?
That's not a thing.
Day one.
What about paint the fence?
That's a
What
black
about paint the
belt thing.
fence?
I don't expect you to get there.
I already have one of them, Nick. And no, what paint the fence and wax on, wax off was in neither of those I believe to be true.
No wonder you've only got a green belt.
I have a black belt
We've just
too.
been over this. I actually have 2 different coloured belts in 2 styles. One of them is black, and one of them is green.
What's the black in?
Watto Kai?
Watto.
WADO. Thanks. It existed at least 40 years before the prequels did.
Interesting.
My black belt's in leather.
Yeah, I was going to say I have a black belt
I
as well. It's
assumed
interchangeable
so
though.
when you first mentioned it. Yeah.
It's one of those interchangeable ones you can spin it around and it's brown on one side. Actually, I never wear the brown side, but I was wearing brown shoes yesterday, so I spun it around and wore the brown.
So you do wear the brown side, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's I never do, but last night I did because I'm like, I'm wearing brown shoes.
You never do, apart from when you do.
Yeah, no, that's
You know.
It was a lead up
until
statement
yesterday.
into up until yesterday. I never had used the brown side.
Did it change your life?
Not really, because you couldn't see my belt because I had a shirt on that hung below my belt line.
Why do you not tuck your shirt in?
Because
Casual.
I don't want to look like a goober. I'm a cool kid.
Fair.
I had my high school reunion last night. My
Yeah,
10-year
it wasn't-
high school
Ah,
reunion.
you were still trying to show off to the bullies, were you? I can be cool like you.
Look at me, my shirt is untucked. That was quite an. Has anyone had their 10-year yet? And have they been to them?
I had a 10-year. I didn't get to go because I was actually meant to be the one organising it. Then the popular kids
Those
took
bastards.
over, and then I had to work that
Son of
weekend.
a
So-
bitches.
Do you do it on like the 10th year of your like
Yes.
Graduation.
last
Yeah.
year?
Well, it was 10th year for my year 10 because I never went to year 12, and then where I went to school, it stopped at year 10, and then you went to a separate school for 11 and 12.
Interesting.
Yeah, I had my 10 years anniversary a couple of years ago. It's quite good.
It was. Yeah, it was really.
school
It was sort of like.
organised. Yeah.
Oh, really? See, ours was just organised through people, like through like a Facebook group. There was probably only like 20%
Remember,
of
schools aren't people.
Sorry?
And that's it. There was only probably 20% of our like year level was there. So it was disappointing. There's a heap of people that I wanted to see who didn't come. It was only like a small sort of group, maybe 30. And you've thrown me off now. What did I say? I'm curious to know what I said.
You said not many. You said there's a lot of them didn't come. Yeah.
I'm sure some of them did.
Sounds like a shitty party.
It sounds like a shitty party. But it was just like I've been looking forward to it for ages, and I got there and immediately was just overcome with like, I don't want to be here. This is weird. I haven't seen these people in forever. This is gonna be awkward. I felt like this is like back at school kind of thing. And then it was like all of that just sort of disappeared. You got to people that you were friends with, people that you weren't friends with. I had really good conversations with people that I never once interacted with. Went all the way through school. But I went to school all the way. Look, we had a large year level. I think we had like 350 kids, or maybe it's 150. I don't know, but we had a lot of kids in our year level, and yeah, there's some that I just never interacted with. So it was really cool having conversations with people and being like, we never once spoke. Like, I don't even think we ever said hello to each other. We never had a class together, but we're having like this deep and meaningful conversation now about life and shit. And it was really cool. It was good to see people. I was surprised and a little bit embarrassed about how many people had actually watched like the journal and like Explosion Network content and shit like that. Like heaps of people were like, "Oh, I saw your videos, man. I was watching them. They're really cool." I'm like, "Oh fuck, really?" Like I didn't realize anyone would actually like go through and watch them all, but a few people did, which was nice. It was sort of nice, and people were like asking questions about them and were sort of interested in what I'm doing and why I'm doing it and all that. And like a few people wanted like oh, podcasts, like what's all that about, and sort of send them this way. So
they might be listening.
Yeah, if you are listening, guys, gals,
hijack school friends that you never interacted with in school.
Yeah. Well, there was a lot. No, it was mainly the ones that would be listening are the ones I interacted with, because they're the ones that I'm friends on. Anyway, we're getting.
So your last year of school was 2007, was it?
Correct. Yeah, I graduated in 2007.
Yeah, because mine was as well, and I have heard nothing about a reunion. We're getting dangerously close to the end of the year. So
that's probably already happened.
Either not invited. Yeah.
The majority of them, I think, are independent of the school.
Knowing you, you probably didn't know about it.
Say again?
Knowing you, Tom, you probably don't know
Quite
about it.
possibly.
Yeah, you've probably been invited. But
my school was really small. That's why we organised it. Like they organised it themselves, probably.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, true.
And I had a
but
good,
it was a
good time too.
It was a good night. I got so drunk as well. It was I normally do this thing. I'm normally the guy that like will not go home. That will stay out for as late as I possibly can, go on to the next place and the next place and the next place, and just keep going. And obviously regret it 99% of the time. Being like, I remember just gone home days. When I had. Yeah. And last night, I'm quite proud to say, I did not make that. I made the decision to go home. When
was it a conscious decision, or was it a I'm smashed I can't fucking get in decision?
No, it was a conscious decision. I was so fucked. I can't remember being that drunk, and it just sort of happened. Like I was there, I was chat to people and drinking and whatever, and like drank heaps, and pints after pints, and then all of a sudden, like, me and one of the mates I went with and another mate who rocked up were like, all right, cool, this place is starting to close. We're at the Portsea pub, and like, oh, let's go. We'll go to the Rosebud pub. I'm like, whew, the Rosy Dud. Many good nights there. But so I was like, okay, cool. And then somehow in between leaving the pub and getting into the car, I just went to like next level drunk. Like everything just started spinning. Like we're driving, and I'm like, at that point where I'm like, had to like one eye open, closed, like half everything sort of getting spinning and not being able to talk. And I'm just like, oh, I need to go home, I think.
How'd you get home?
What do you mean? Well, we were driving. A mate that we left with was driving, so
right.
He was driving to the pub, and I'm like, I might need to go home. They're like, what do you mean, pussy? I'm like, And because I'm normally the one that's like, fuck that, we're not going home, let's go, don't be pussies. And I was like, no, I need to go. So I stumbled my way up. I stayed with my brother-in-law, so it wasn't too far from where we were.
Okay, I was going to say it's quite a drive from Portsea.
Oh yeah, no. To where I live. Yeah, no. Sorry, yeah, I should have clarified that. I was staying with my brother-in-law, so in Rye, which is good. So I was able to be dropped back. So shout out to Matt Ma. Thank you for dropping me back last night. And yeah, I was very drunk, but it was a good night. How's everyone else's weekend been?
Pretty cool. Yeah,
Fine.
Had a Mexican themed lunch party yesterday.
Now, I'm curious. Did you have to dress up for this?
No. It was just Mexican food, so everyone bought something. We had quite a feast. It was great, and it was just.
Was it for your birthday?
No, it was for a friend from church in our life group, and it was her birthday like a month and a half ago, but they just kept postponing it because they wanted more people to come because a lot of people couldn't. So there was yeah,
that's not right.
You can't do that. They did it, and there was like a dozen or so people there, so it worked out. And it would have been way better weather than it would have been 6 weeks ago too, because it was a beautiful day yesterday. So we just sat in like a circle in the backyard and good chats and good times, great food. I was so full. And then last night came home and made Greg Miller's wings, which went down really well. Yeah.
I want them.
Yeah, they're so good. I didn't make them until we ate at like 9:30 because we were so full from lunch, but it was awesome.
They're so easy. You know what I love about them is how easy they are to make. It's like,
yeah, it's not hard.
Boom.
It's
like
we
10
made them
minutes
on Sunday last week and had them for dinner, and then we're having chicken drumsticks in the same coating tonight for dinner.
That's like awesome.
Yeah,
let me know how that goes because I like
it.
drumsticks. Now, did you do wingettes or drumettes, or did you do a mixture?
I cut the wings in half, whatever they call that. I don't know.
So you did that, yeah. So you did like the wing and and drumette.
We got the whole wing with the 3 pieces, and
you cut them up.
Cut the tip off and didn't use it. And
that is a wing.
Yeah, and then use the two small pieces.
Yeah, so you get like the wingette and then the drumette, which are all part of the wing.
They're
both part of the wing. They're called.
Where do you get only one or the other?
Poultry shop?
I've never seen
somebody pre-cuts them for you.
Yeah, if you get buffalo wings or something, it'll come. They'll be like the smaller one.
Yeah, I just went to the butcher and was like, because I almost did half, and I'm like, you know what? I only really like drummies, so I'm like, just give me like 1.5 kilos of drummies. I'll smash that out.
1.5 kilos.
Yeah, it lasted like a couple of days, so
yeah.
It was good. Oh, so good.
Yeah, fair enough.
I want them now.
We also had Mexican on Friday night. Jono had a Mexican feast because Riverdale.
The show?
The show, yeah, that started again. Claire and her cousin watch it, so she comes around on a Friday as of this week to watch it, and it means I get more dedicated Vita time, so...
Nice.
Perfect. It's been a pretty epic...
Because you're sorely lacking in that.
I am sorely lacking.
It's been a pretty epic
particularly
weekend
with Shadow
food,
of War.
Because today we had my brother, his family, my mum and dad came for my birthday, and we had Boss Burger, which is a local burger joint.
Ooh,
that was pretty epic.
Sounds good.
Sounds pretty boss.
It is boss.
I also had Brazilian for lunch yesterday, which is pretty much the same thing. It's a churrasco restaurant where they bring out all these meats on big skewers and they carve it for you. They just keep on bringing it out until you're done. Delicious.
I've had the worst weekend of food. So like Friday night was an ordeal because I was like, you were all making me jealous. Friday night was an ordeal because I was like running late from, like I had to work late and then I had to race to the shops to get The Evil Within to stream it on Friday night by 8. So I'm like, just grab like the quickest sort of thing that I can and got just like some dim sims, which I love dim sims, but they're not, they're not a fine. No, exactly. Not a fine delicacy. And then I had breakfast. Like breakfast was good yesterday. I make my customary Saturday morning like awesome bacon, eggs, mushroom, avocado, spinach, whole thing. And then I didn't eat for the rest of the day and went out last night and got trashed. And then had Macca's this morning for breakfast. And
probably part of the reason you got so trashed if you didn't eat.
Yeah, that's probably a big part of it. You're right.
Same thing you did in that Wings. You skipped it.
Did they have food at
Yeah, I
your
know.
wing?
I don't eat. I can't eat when I drink. I lose my appetite. And I'm like, I just need more alcohol. I need to save room for alcohol. Just gotta get it in me.
So dumb.
I think you'll find if you ate, you would still have sufficient room for more than enough alcohol.
Yeah, maybe. But I don't know. I lose my
Definitely.
appetite when I start drinking. Yeah. Which is evident by, obviously, what happened at Wings.
I got a Weber for my birthday from Mum and Dad. So
What kind?
Epic.
I don't know, man. It's a Weber.
What, is it a
brand.
big one, little one? Is it double plating or?
Yeah, it's big enough for roasting.
It's-
Roasts. I don't know.
Nice, awesome. You have to send me a.
I'll send you a photo. Yeah, I'll definitely send you
Yeah,
a photo.
yeah. We'll get Ash to put it on the Twitter.
Actually, where I went to lunch, they had a competition. You could win a Weber that was like done up like a half.
Oh, that's so cool.
That'd be
I
awesome.
want that. Although I don't know how they would.
Did you
make
enter that,
work,
Nick?
'cause it's almost the opposite. Oh no. Okay.
I did
Maybe,
because I've already got a desk.
maybe you could make one day if you won a sufficient sum of money, Nick.
Just on that.
No, I don't.
No, I don't think so. I guess we should probably discuss the topic of discussion.
Probably because I
today.
lobbed that really soft one at you. So
You did, yeah. That was a juicy one right down the middle, wasn't it?
Tom's had enough of it.
I'm sick of this shit. It's time to do what we're here to do.
Well, guys, I want to know, and it's something that I fantasize about a lot, is what I would do if I won the lottery.
Do you buy lottery tickets?
I do, yeah, from time to time. Only when it's like over 20 mil, I'll buy a ticket. Yeah,
You're like my
Really?
dad.
yeah,
He calls it his threshold
For me,
of
it's-
greed,
yeah, yeah. That's interesting.
and
I
it
like
is
that.
it's 20 million.
Mine's 10 mil and above. I'll buy.
What
a
did you
ticket.
say, Nick?
Mine's 10 mil and above. and I'll
Okay,
buy a
interesting.
ticket.
I've never bought one.
You've never bought one. You're not a gambler.
Is it a gambling thing?
Yeah, I guess.
Haven't you read Spy and the Maven?
I'm only halfway through.
It's also...
I gotta get
You
back
would've
to
read
that.
it
I was
then.
thinking about it the other day.
Yeah, you should get back to that. But
Claire's reading it this
It's mostly just I don't need that in my life. I guess
Interesting.
the whole.
That
I need enough money to retire.
It's more
right
like
now. I don't know.
the
about you.
wasting money on getting more money. That's I'm not going to get. It is gambling. Yeah, it's that.
yeah.
It's just that
It is a form of
concept
gambling, but for me, it's the benefit. Like, so I don't gamble really. Like, unless I go to a casino, I'll play like roulette, poker, a bit of blackjack or whatever.
You
But
know,
I don't.
all of the games.
Yeah, but like I don't go to the casino often. Is what I'm saying.
I understand
that.
that's
I don't.
entertainment as well. Whereas buying
Yeah,
a
yeah,
lottery
yeah.
ticket is just, oh, I hope I win this week. Oh,
Yeah,
I
true,
didn't
yeah.
win. I'll buy
But, like,
another one next week.
Yeah, but like I don't bet on like horse racing or footy games or anything like that. Like all my, like, not all, but a lot of my mates, friends, family, whatever, they all like, they're betting on the horses or the like. Well, who'd I'll put 50
They call
bucks on
them the
this game.
ponies.
Do they?
No, well, some people do. Not the
I've
people
never
like
heard that.
not the people I consort
I
with.
do.
But so I'm not a gambler. However, because the reason I don't gamble on like football or specifically horse racing is like I have no knowledge of it. I can't make an educated decision as far as putting my money into it. So to me, it is a full waste of money. But I think the benefit, which is also buying a lottery ticket, but I think the benefit of like the what's the word I'm looking for? I guess if I win, it'll have been worth it. Like,
But can I just point out that no one that wins the lottery has a good life afterwards? From
I don't know
all
that that's
accounts.
true. Oh, but you only.
I've known people that won the lottery and have a pretty
Yeah,
decent
because
life.
you never hear about like the good stories. Though. You only hear about like on the news, like won the lottery
Exactly.
and then now they're broke. It's like
Yeah, but that's
they're
because they do.
They're the
But
idiots.
they've done studies and like looked at, they've like researched lottery winners and how many of them end up bankrupt or. Well, you just think. I guess we'll get into this, but if you think about there's the one side of winning the lottery, which is you can buy anything you want, and then there's the other side, whereas it completely changes the trajectory of your life in an instant, including everything you've worked up for, everything that you've known for your whole life is just changed straight
Yeah.
away.
Fantastic.
And how
That's what I want.
all your relationships are affected by that as well.
Yeah, that's true.
And anyone that became an overnight success has struggled with. Well, not anyone. I shouldn't generalize, but a lot of people who achieve overnight success struggle with it because they don't know what to do, because it's not a slow build up. It's just, here's a big bag of cash, and then you're expected to be
spend it on
good
hookers and
steward
blow.
of that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Trust you to make winning the lottery sound horrible.
You're not talking about it.
I'm not saying it would be a horrible thing, but I'm saying there's a lot of pitfalls that would come with it. And every single person you've ever met would expect some of that money for some reason. Like, they would feel entitled to it. And if you just
even
think
if
about,
it's just like you should pay for dinner now because you've got all of the money. And little
even
pieces
people
like
who don't win the lottery, like I've heard a lot of NBA players talk about how easy it is for them to, because you often hear about athletes going bankrupt. Everyone they ever grew up with expects you to pay for their kids to go to college or to buy their dad a new car or whatever it is, and they feel bad saying no because they understand what that person's life's like that they grew up with, and before you know it, all the money's gone.
You should rent
anyway.
the car, not buy it.
Yeah.
I learned that on Ballers.
I feel like if there's people like that in your life, they shouldn't be in your life anyway.
Yeah,
but I mean,
Because I wouldn't expect
neither
money
would
off
I.
people if they want.
You don't have a choice about who you grew up with, though, and who you have, like...
No, but you can shut them out of your life easy.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, if I had a friend who won the lottery, I wouldn't expect. If any of you won the lottery,
No, me either. I'd say good on you, mate. Like, fucking
Absolutely.
more power to
Absolutely.
you.
And that's the thing. And Nick makes a good point. If there's people in your life who you win the lottery and they expect like a handout, well, like there's people in my life I would give money to. Like I have like close friends who I'm like, I know that like, and like family and stuff. Like obviously, so okay, we'll kick into like the question. What I would do. The very first thing I would do though is I would go to Collins Street in the city and I would buy a Rolex. That would be literally the first thing I would do. I'd buy myself a nice shiny Rolex.
status.
Yeah. No, just I've always wanted. I'm like a watch connoisseur, and a pen connoisseur as well. So if you're ever thinking of a gift for me, I like pens and I like
Parker
watches.
pen.
Yeah, a nice pen.
God, you are boring.
I like video games and toys and shit as well, but
Turns out there's a stationary corner of his man cave that you can't see in the podcast recording.
there is. It's just behind me. It's the bottom shelf over there.
There's a nice writing desk.
So I would buy a Rolex, but then like I would, and a pen. But yeah, I'd like there was. Sorry, what did you say?
A big pen?
No,
Pack of 20 blue, red and blue.
no.
Blue, red and black.
I'd get a 4 pen.
One of them fancy ones with 4 colours on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Remember how cool they were in
I
high
hate
school?
those pens.
When's your birthday, Jack?
No.
19th of November. Listeners out there, if you want to get me something for my birthday.
The great thing about those pens
They're too big to
is
write
the black
with.
and the blue and the red would run out, and then there's just green
the
left.
yeah.
No one ever wants to use.
Yeah, who uses green pen?
Continue.
But no, I mean, you do all the I do all the basic stuff. Like I'd pay off our mortgages, like obviously clear all our debt, probably buy a couple of properties, do all that boring shit. But like getting back to like the friends thing, like I have friends that I would be like, I want to give you money, like I want to help you. You have a business or you do this, you do that. This this is going to make me happy by giving you this. Obviously my like would clear my mum's debt. I'd put money in trust accounts for like my brothers and sisters, and I would put like a caveat on it, be like, you have to go and you have to finish a university course, and once you've got some kind of, just go and do it. Like I would just to be cruel to them, I would be like, you have to, once you finish university, you can have whatever the money amount is. But then I would probably, and like I've always been, people, I don't know about you guys, but people are like, oh, I'd probably still work. Like I'd get bored. I'm like, fuck that.
No.
Yeah.
No. I'd work that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't work that anymore.
I would quit. Like I'd be fucking out. Like catch you later. Like there's no way I'm continuing to work. However, that has slightly changed over the last few months. I would invest money in this, what we do here at the Explosion Network, and like build a studio and hopefully make this into like a viable business that can thrive and produce like really good quality content. Like that's honestly like one of the big things that I would do is like, yep, here's a studio, pay for like moving costs for everyone to move to Melbourne, and just like have it as like a business and
so this is where the pitfalls come in. Is Jack's got the money, he's bought the studio, he's marketing. Is Jack now the CEO, and is Jack
You're damn
now
right I am.
like the
I'm your
leader,
boss.
and we all
Yes.
work for Jack, and
Yep.
then
Damn right.
No.
Yeah, how much are you paying me? What is the salary we each get for this?
We'll match whatever you're on now.
How much money are you
You get New
expect to
Zealand
win, and
dollars
for
though,
how long
Tom.
are you keeping this up for?
50 mil. I think I could get this up and running, and is what I'm saying. Like we would do, like if we won, it'd be 50 mil. If we won, but like I would set things up in the like I'd buy a couple of properties. I'd have income coming in that I could invest in this, and like the risk would be low. Like if I lose $10 million, I've lost $10 million, but I've still got all these other investments, and be smart about it. Because like other people, they're like, bought bloody massive mansion, has a gold-plated toilet, bought 12 boats. And it's like, no, I would just buy a heap of property and like own the property 100%, have no debt, and just live off interest, put it in an interest-earning account, and off you go.
So at 3%, your $50 million is going to get you $1.5 million a year,
Yeah, you beauty.
which is a reasonable amount of cash to be living off.
Damn right.
yes, it is.
Certainly more
that would also-
cash than I am getting a year at the moment.
Yeah, but that's also going to help pay for the network and the studio and all your wages.
So what would we do? You're now the complete editor, CEO, CFO, everything of Explosion Network under the direction or control of Jack Cruz. What does the Explosion Network look like?
It looks like what we do now, except we all just do it full time, and we probably have to have a
But
few.
that
more
would be
people.
completely different. It would be like a world of difference between what we do now.
Yeah, so just think
if it's
about what we do
full-time.
now, but then include a studio space, good editing gear, good cameras, not having to do podcasts in separate locations.
Spoilers.
Say again?
Spoilers.
Spoilers, yes. I think it's well established now that people know that we're not all in the same room, especially when we reference you being in New Zealand and Dylan being in Tasmania. It's, but how are they all together? Like, geez, they must spend a lot on flights every week.
Putting in the work, mate.
Yeah,
No, this is still episodes from back in RTX when we were all together.
Yeah, exactly.
Recorded
We
this
just-
bunch in advance.
recorded them all in advance.
So, Jack, would it be known that you won this money?
Quite clearly, I think.
I mean, yeah, I think.
It's kind of hard not to when you go, oh, we'll move to Melbourne and we'll
Oh
pay
yeah,
wages
obviously you
for-"
guys would know because I'm not just going to be like, hey, just happened to be able to buy a studio and pay for you all to move to Melbourne.
But I mean, like, would you identify yourself to the public or to family or to all the leeches that are going to come out?
No, I mean only the people that like. I've only a very small like circle, so I mean the people that would need to know would know, and people can come out of the woodwork and that's fine, but they're not getting shit. I just, like the people that I care about that I would want to give money to, I would give money to because I'm like, if I can make your life easy, if I can make the people I care about's lives easier, bloody oath I'm going to do it. Oh, also I forgot, I will be donating like $1 million to the Bulldogs as well, and just be like life membership for my family and my children's children until the end of time.
You wouldn't want like a part of the stadium named after you or something?
Yeah, something like
The
that.
cruise
Give me like
wing or something?
maybe something like, I don't know. They can do put up a plaque or something, you know, like Jack Cruz. You know, give me maybe I don't know. A statue's probably overkill, but a nice little nod
especially
somewhere in
given
the
you-
yearly newsletter.
They could
Be
put like a
alright.
statue in the seat that you get there 2 hours early to sit in every fucking week.
Yes, that's great, isn't it?
We could
I know
get,
I'd buy a reserve seat as well.
We could get Bevan on the Guernseys as like the sponsor.
Yeah, it could be the Western
Yeah, that's
Penguins.
a great idea. No, that's a good idea. Get the Explosion Network on the jumper as a sponsor.
Yeah,
You're clever, Jono. I like you. You're a smart fella.
businessman.
No, change the name of the team to the Penguins.
No.
The Western Bevins.
I'm keeping them as the Bulldogs.
You know what's going to happen if Jack wins the lottery and basically becomes the leader of the Explosion Network. We're changing the logo from Bevan to a bulldog.
To a bulldog. Yeah.
No.
It's cross branding.
No, I wouldn't do that. I'd change it to a duck if it was going to be anything. But
Why
I've
a
come
duck?
to the whole
Mighty Ducks.
quack thing. Mighty Ducks. Throw back to episode 3 or something.
All right.
It wasn't even on air. It was off air, wasn't it?
No, it was.
Is that
sure
where
it was on
Plat
air.
Plat comes from?
Oh, yeah.
No, Plat. I just sort of
That's
made up.
literally the
Comes
first
from
No,
Brian.
it didn't
time
come from Brian.
I've
People
ever
think
said
that it's a take on brat, but it's not. It's just sort of its own thing. I used to say it all the time when I would get I think I've told this story before. I used to say it all the time when I got a platinum trophy. I would make a post in the Podcast Beyond group or the Kind of Funny group and be like, plat, won this, got this trophy or whatever. And then it just sort of made sense when we had a podcast called Platinum Explosion. Anyway, Nick, what would you do if you won the lottery?
First thing I'd do is take my grandma, fly her over to Perth and buy her a pink diamond, because that's all she's wanted, that her whole life.
That's
pink
sweet.
diamond. Yeah, and we often talk about this. We'd definitely pay off my parents' debt, buy my brother a house and property, build my Stacey's parents a house, and then we'd probably, I don't know, buy some property somewhere that we can have, a decent sized property that we can have animals and that on, place for our dogs to run to their heart's content. And I've always said that I'd buy a house in New England and live there 6 months of the year for the football
That's a
season.
great idea.
Rather than that, I have no... Well, obviously they're big plans, but I have no super extravagant plans if we ever won. We'd probably invest it so we can just live off the interest or something, put it in a high interest bank account or something like that.
What would you do without
nothing major?
a job? How would you fill your time?
Playing video games, reading books, watching movies,
Go out to eat.
painting figures,
Yeah.
hanging out.
That's the thing as well. People are like, well,
I don't need work to satisfy my time.
that's the other thing. People are like, oh, what would you do? You'd get so bored. I'd be like, there are plenty of movies I haven't seen. There are plenty of video games I haven't seen. There's plenty of places around the world I haven't been to. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to fill
travel.
Pretty sure I'll be able to fill my time up pretty easily.
Yeah, definitely.
Is there anything in particular that you would buy? Obviously I have my Rolex thing, Nick. Is there anything in particular you would be like, I've always wanted that. That's my lottery thing. If I won the lottery, everyone's got their lottery thing. What's that one thing you would do?
Like I said, buy season tickets to the Patriots. I don't know. I've always wanted a Lamborghini
There we go.
Diablo.
Now it's getting...
You're not allowed. You're not allowed one if you
I
say it
don't think I would.
Lamborghini again.
Why?
Because
He's got 50
Lamborghini
million,
is
he
not
can
a
call it
thing.
whatever he wants.
Yeah.
How do you say it?
Lamborghini.
Yeah.
If I'm buying one, I can call it whatever the fuck I want.
I love
You
the
can get one
image
made
of-
up specially that says Lamborghini on the side.
I love
Exactly.
the image of Nick thongs, shorts, beater walking into the Lamborghini. Excuse me, sir. I'd like a Lamborghini Diablo, please.
the guy's like-
sorry.
I don't think
Please leave,
it'd be
sir.
so hard to find one.
Nick just whips out a wad of cash and slaps the dealer with it. Oh god, that's so good. Yeah, I'd buy a Porsche. I'd be like a 911 turbo. That's what I'd be cruising in.
Why
Fun
a
fact,
turbo?
I do
Get a
my Formula in a
GT3 or
Porsche
something, or a
911.
GT2. If you've got enough money.
I've always wanted it. I'd probably buy a couple.
Or how about it's Jack's money? You can buy whatever.
I'm
the
going to
fuck you
buy
Son of a bitch.
the mid-high range 911.
I love the 911. I think it's sexy.
Yeah, but there are better ones than a turbo. Is my
I know
point.
that.
It doesn't matter.
That's just the one that I want. I can get the other one. I can get whatever I want, but I like it's not about having the best one. It's about getting the one I want. Also, I would buy a DeLorean. That's like fifth or sixth on the list. They're not that expensive either. You can get one for $50,000, like a fully. They are a piece of shit. They are a piece of shit. But how cool would it be to be like, Oh yeah, just grab something from the garage.
Would you get it done up like the Back to the Future car?
I'd probably have two. So I'd probably get one, like make it the Back to the Future car, and then just have a normal DeLorean. Not that I would ever drive them, but I think it'd be cool to own a DeLorean.
I imagine it would be very expensive.
They're not that expensive. I've looked
to maintain and run. If you ever want to drive it, I imagine it would be quite expensive.
Possibly.
There's a reason they don't make them anymore.
Yeah. It's a shame because they're a sexy car.
Yeah.
Jono, what if you? Not that. I mean, this is a hard question to ask now to you, Jono. What would you do if you won the lottery? If someone bought you a lottery ticket. So, okay, here's the scenario. It's your 30th birthday tomorrow. Uncle Sam comes over. Hey, Jono, I bought you a lottery ticket.
In his bright orange glory.
Yeah. Thanks, Uncle Sam. And then, lo and behold, Tuesday Lotto comes around. Boom, Jono, millionaire. What do? Go.
Does your Uncle Sam dress up like the one on the poster? With the,
like, I want you.
Needs you?
Yeah. I don't have an Uncle Sam, but if I
close.
did, he would dress just like that. What would I do? I would, like you guys have said, take care of the family. I guess you'd help out anyone with outstanding debts, maybe, or just make sure they've got property and the things that would make life a bit easier, just as kind of a gift, not any obligation or anything. And yeah, I would buy me and Hannah, the nicest house. Like, we often look at houses and talk about what kind of house we'd love to have, but yeah, it'd be pretty epic. I don't actually know where it would be because we moved to Geelong for work and we like it here, but I don't know if we would buy it here if we didn't have to work anymore. So
would you build a house? Because I'd probably custom build a house.
Oh yeah, definitely. And it would be like, it would have like the most amazing artworks, and I'd have like the ancient, like the medieval paintings from Indiana Jones and like all these kind of cool stuff in there.
Come to view the tapestries.
Yeah, it would be sweet.
Awesome.
And, it'd be such a weird mishmash of like nerd crap and stuff that Hannah likes.
And would Hannah go for that?
I would have a section that's like, maybe it's like a
have a wing.
I'd have like a souped up version of Jack's man cave. Yeah, a wing where it could just be Han Solo in carbonite and all that kind of thing.
Yes.
I'd definitely give at least 10% to not necessarily my church, but different church groups that I've been involved with over the years, because I'd want to see that some of that money go towards good causes, and there'd be a lot that could be done with $5 million, I think.
Yeah, no doubt.
And 10% of a sum that large isn't gonna be missed, I don't think. Yeah.
No doubt.
And that would be like 10% minimum. Could be even more, really. Because I think, like, if any of us said right now, how much money do you think you would need to never have to work again or just be happy? And it definitely wouldn't be, give me $50 million. There'd be a lower sum that would be enough to get by, I think. Especially if you wisely invest, which we would. And
in the Explosion Network.
So would you work? Would you continue to work, or would you?
No, I wouldn't. I was talking about this with Hannah this morning. She's like, "Yeah, I would still work because I'd get too bored."
No,
and
crazy. She's crazy.
She's one of those people. But I think she would only work like 2 days a week. It would be no more night shifts. It would be her terms. And I said we could donate a massive sum to the hospital to make sure that they do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Would she still do nursing? Like, is that where her passion is?
No, I think she would just do midwifery. Although, is
it midwifery or midwifery? Is that
midwifery?
It's midwifery.
It is midwifery.
Midwifery.
It is midwifery.
It sounds like something out of Harry Potter.
Yeah, I agree.
Midwifery. Yeah, but no, I wouldn't.
My mum was a midwife, and Jono's wife is a midwife.
Correct.
It's midwifery.
I'll challenge that.
I would put a lot of funding into marketing and promoting my book, Spy and the Maven, and trying to get that picked up by a publisher. Maybe see if there's any interest in getting it rewritten as a screenplay or something, because that would just be like a vanity project. I'd love to see something I've created turned into a film.
Would you perhaps pay, or well, who would you pay to maybe write the screenplay, or would you want to do that yourself? Or
I'd love to work with someone more talented than me on something like that. I don't know that many like screenplay writers. Max Landis is someone that comes to mind because
I reckon he would
he's
do
kind
it,
of in our world.
Yeah,
he would do it dope. I reckon he would do it dope. Spy and the Maven. I reckon he would do it like he's just the way his mind works. I reckon he'd do an awesome Spy and the Maven.
Yeah, there's him. There's that guy recently, I can't remember his name, that said he wants to do a Metal Gear movie.
Oh yeah,
remember that guy?
Mr. Kojima.
No, I think he wants nothing to do with Metal Gear.
Yeah. Dylan knows who he is. He was. He's directed some. I don't know if he's been involved in.
Was he
Star
the
Wars
one that did Kong Skull Island? Is it that guy?
Yeah, it's that guy. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I forget his name. Cody or something. I can't remember.
It doesn't matter. There'll be. I would find someone cool to work with and see what we can do there.
Who would play? Oh, we can do this maybe as another topic, but yeah, we'll save that. We'll save that. I'm sure that'll come up as a topic one day.
Yeah. What else? I would probably definitely invest into putting in work as a larger production rather than just doing a podcast a week. I'd want to do like some more video and I'd want to do some writing. So I'd be like a whole website, I guess, and might contract other people to do either freelancing or work on that, because I can kind of, without much brainstorming at all, I can kind of envision what that would be, and I think that would be really something that I'd be excited to be in control of.
No doubt.
Explosion Network, I'm not 100% sure how it would work compared to like what Jack said, because it's investing in all you guys rather than just in my own knowledge of what I can put into putting in work. So I'd have to like talk to you guys about what you'd be wanting to do with it and whether people want to move or whether we can set up studios in 6 different locations. It's a bit more complicated with 7 people, I think, and
no doubt
we definitely have to have a shared vision, because otherwise it would just be doing what I want to do, and then it would be like, well, do I want to do this? Maybe it would basically be turning into what I want to do with putting in work anyway. So I don't know, maybe that wouldn't work. So that's one of the hard things about is, having all this money. And I'm not saying any of you guys would expect me to do it, but there could be like a sense of obligation towards people to do certain things. And it might just be a friend coming up to you and saying, hey, do you want to go into business and we start up a coffee shop, or, and then you have to say no, and then they're offended, and then it affects the friendship and that kind of thing. So that's one of the... Sorry, Nick, you look like you want to say something.
No, I was just thinking, what kind of person would be offended that you didn't give them money?
A shit one.
Like, is that...
Yeah.
You didn't give me X $100,000s to let me start up a business with your name in it too. Like,
I feel bad asking someone to borrow like $2 to buy a coffee or something. I can't imagine being like, can I borrow a couple mil? Or like $100,000 or something like that. I hate like...
maybe
Can you invest in my business idea?
I might be overthinking it. But I can just see
there would definitely be
kind
people.
of thing.
Yeah.
There
would definitely be
people. I can just see
but
that kind of thing happening.
Yeah.
And every time someone gets in a jam, I feel like... Not that they would feel like you owe it to them, but I think that people would constantly be thinking, oh, Jono's got $50 million.
Yeah.
He can pay for my surgery. He can pay for my back surgery that's going to take me 3 years on a waiting list, or 20 grand, which I don't have. And then it's like, I'm a douchebag if I don't help him out. And
you've got too wide of a circle, I think.
To me, it's no... to me, it's no different than like X amount of like documentaries or like Ballers, or even Jerry Maguire, where they have all the hangers on and they tell him to get rid of it and cut him out. Like, just
but I would have a hard time
don't
doing
give him any
that
time of day.
and not saying that the friends that I have would be the kind of people to do that, but money can change people.
Yeah, definitely.
And I would hope that it wouldn't change me, because like people who don't have, like, when money doesn't have any value to someone because they have so much of it, it can really change how they view the world and how to treat people and as commodities and that kind of thing as well. So yeah, they say money is the root of all evil, and I think that there would definitely be a lot of... I don't think like winning a lot of money would necessarily make your life better.
Interesting.
Make mine fucking better.
Yeah, I'm not against it. Tommy, teabag. That sounds bad.
Okay, I guess.
What would you do, Tom, if you won the lottery?
So, wow, the easy things is paying off the mortgage and buying a car park in the apartment building we're in now. I think I would.
So you wouldn't buy a new house?
Well, I would
stay where you are?
Start with this being my like Wellington house or whatever. I think I quite like it where it is. I would intend to keep working, at least for as long as I could. So being where I am and sort of in proximity to work and stuff is good. There would also be like a weekend house sort of out of town, which I think I've mentioned before. The idea of
what do they call it? The
like a batch.
No.
It would be.
What do you call it? It's like the Kiwi Dream or something. You've mentioned it before about having like beach beamer and
the
what is it?
The boat, the batch, and the beamer, I think, or something
That's
like that.
The one.
The four, the 3 Bs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
boobs.
Also them. Yeah. So I think Claire would be inclined to like buy a nice house in Wellington or something. I think maybe if we were to keep living in Wellington, but I'd be quite happy here without Airbnb in the spare room. And this just be like the little pad in Wellington, and then have something that we can get away to in weekends when we're so inclined.
I have a question for you, Tom.
Yeah.
When you decide that you want to go to Europe for 2 months, and your work says you've only got 2 weeks of leave, how do you not tell them to shove it because you've got $50 million waiting in the bank?
Well, that's where I'd say how long can I manage to work for? Like,
yeah.
So you're saying you would keep working?
Yeah, I'd have the intention to keep working. They go, oh, can you do something I don't want to do? I'm like, fuck you.
But for you, Nick, that comes around like January 1st when you start making hot cross buns, whereas...
I know, that starts every day at work.
Okay, yeah.
It's like,
I don't have those kind of, fuck you, I don't want to do what you're telling me to at work type experiences.
So you would keep working?
I think I would try and continue working for as long as I could, yeah. Until the point where you say, like, if I want to if I want to use my leave to go and do something, whatever, and it doesn't work, then it stops working. But I think as nice as it would be to retire at 28, or something like that, I think there's a lot of like, I don't know, I just enjoy the amount I use my brain and the things I get to think about at work that I know I wouldn't be doing outside of work. It would be quite easy to just be like, I just want to play video games 7 days a week and this is going to be great. I'm going to have so many trophies. But at the same time, it's not much of a life. And I think you can still balance all the travel, maybe not all the travel you want to do, but a hell of a lot of travel, at least while you're still young and physically capable. Anyway,
yeah,
I would make sure I have got at least $20 million. That would be my cutoff of not spending anymore, for the interest to live off of, which is going to be far too much. But would be a good mental barrier for me. I'm
No doubt.
having a car to
pass on to your children.
Oh, maybe, yeah, something like that. Maybe they can live off the interest. I'm having an STI or something like that for my run around town kind of car.
Would it be
They can get ointment.
chlamydia?
You can get some ointment for that. With your
I
$20 million
expected
you got left there.
I was welcome to that joke.
What car is an STI?
It's a Subaru.
I'm sorry. Can you say that again? Can you say that again, but correctly?
In Australia,
Subaru.
mate.
I'm getting a Subaru. I'll have one of the STIs.
Is it or is it not a Japanese company?
Subaru?
That's racist.
Yeah,
Tom
do you
Collins.
think
Just
the
say
Japanese
Subi.
say Subaru?
Subaru.
Scooby Doo?
Yeah.
Getting a Scooby Doo.
I'm
Yeah,
having
Subi.
a
Any of
GTR.
our cars properly here. Though, that's the
A
thing.
Nissan GTR for the weekends,
Skyline.
and then
Nice.
Nissan.
in
It's a Nissan.
Nissan.
potentially housed
Nissan.
at my holiday home or my weekend out of town home is a Ferrari 488 or
Ooh.
the newest model. I will continue to keep on top of that.
Yep.
I also think my
Hold on. Red or yellow? For the
I don't
Ferrari.
even need to answer that question.
Oh, some people like the yellow.
Yeah, and some people like necrophilia. There'll be, I think, somewhere. So every Easter weekend for the past 2 years, 3 years, last couple of years anyway, we've had something of like a reunion with a large group of uni friends of mine, and I think I would buy something where we could all go and do that and just have it like rented out for the rest of the year. That's sort of like 4 or 5 hours drive as opposed to the 1 hour's drive for the weekend.
Like a function center or something.
No, like a house,
Scout hall.
something good.
Scout hole.
I think my out of town house. The other note that I put would be part of like my weekend hobby kind of work would be to like regrow a section of native bush, I think. So it would be like probably a relatively small house, big piece of land that I can sort of reforest would be quite nice. Often think about doing something cool like that, buying up a large whack of land and doing something meaningful with it, as opposed to it being because I've got $50 million, I've got a huge plot of land that I'll then sell on or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Mum and Dad's mortgage is going away. Whatever's remaining of that, whatever debt they've got. Dad's getting an E-Type Jag, and Mum is getting as many trips to an orangutan sanctuary to go and volunteer there as she'd like, because that's...
Why don't you just buy her an
Just
orangutan?
buy her an orangutan sanctuary, you cheap bastard.
Well, maybe I could buy her one, but I think... Yeah, I don't think
I don't know if New
need like
Zealand climate would be ideal for an orangutan sanctuary.
No, and I don't really want to ship my mum off to Indonesia, so she can go and volunteer there as much as she likes, and there'll be the donations to match that. Brothers and sisters' mortgages are probably gone, but I don't think I'm somebody to announce it, so I think I would try and find a way to like stealth pay it off. Or for them to feel like they've come into some money somehow. Like I don't want to be like writing a check and saying, "Here, pay off your house," or like,
Yeah.
I don't think there's a legal way around it without their permission.
I don't know.
Really? I would do the stealth thing as well, but like what I would do is I'd just be like to my mum, somehow I'd find out what
You buy a sneaky
what her
suit.
banking details are, and I'd just do an internet transfer into her bank account.
Yeah, but then
And
it's
send
going to
her
be
a
like
text, be like,
J.
check your bank.
Cruz.
Yeah, but like it's a surprise. So then like she checks her bank account and she's like, "What
Set
the
up
fuck?"
a Swiss bank account in
Yeah.
$1
million bucks or something in there, and she's
Maybe.
like, "What the hell?"
I think my money would come to them from some like shell corporation, like a business that doesn't actually exist that I can make the dog a director
Nigerian
of. Yeah,
Nigerian prince.
yeah, something like
You
that.
don't want them to know that you've done a really kind thing for them.
No.
He's thinking about it, people.
No, I don't.
No.
I would much rather as few people as possible knew, but I could do as much that I wanted to as I could. Same would go for Claire's parents, although they paid off the mortgage of their farm in like 5 years or something stupid, because that's what you had to do back in the day. And Jesus. For Claire's sister and her husband.
So we would never know that you've won this from the way that you're describing your choices. Because you'd continue working, you wouldn't move house, you would just have a nicer car, and we might not even know about it.
I don't know.
Would you buy me a PSVR? Because if I forgot to mention that if I won the lottery, I'd buy a PSVR and a Switch.
Yeah, I could do something like that for you, or maybe give you my old one and buy the new model for myself, because I can't buy a fucking new Breakout box. Just swap it out. Sorry, wrong show.
Oh dear.
Yeah, no, it's, I'm still just going down my list. I would probably give a fair whack of money to both karate clubs that I've been involved in, just for something to do. Again, hopefully it can come from nowhere. I don't need them to know it was me, but there's always money that can be spent on like sports clubs and things like that. And like Jono touched on, I would find almost. I think your churchy stuff is like reasonably parallel to charity things, like somewhere that someone can do good work. I would find a charity. At the moment I give to Oxfam, but I don't know if I would give them like $1 million. They get like $30 a month from me or something like that.
Sick Kids Centre for Child Health.
Yeah, it could be Sick Kids.
How much would you donate to Extra Life?
Oh, heaps, bro. Jack is absolutely getting a tattoo at Extra Life if
you win this.
Would you keep on doing this?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think I don't know. Yeah, I don't think I would like pack up and move to Melbourne and have a studio in Melbourne or something like that for this. But I think if I don't know if I need to like announce that I've won $50 million and everyone can quit their jobs and we can do this full time.
No,
I think I would be more inclined to be like, it's a small amount of money. We've now all got turbo internet or something like that, or and all the requisite gear.
To be honest, I wouldn't expect it from
I don't know.
I don't think I'd even want it.
Yeah, like I would obviously be able and inclined to do more, but it's like a family first and lifestyle, as opposed to, well, you kind of say it would be a job like doing this, and you say like, oh, what are you doing saying that you'd keep working when I would quit my job and keep working for all intents and purposes, you know? Like You
just like what you're doing already.
Yeah. And like the easy things are like travel a lot more, and that's even like going home odd weekends to mum and dad's house more than I already do, and then I want to go on safari in Africa and I want to do this and that, like figuring that out too.
How many rhinos would you shoot?
I was going to say all of them, but I can't even joke that. No, I don't think I'm going to shoot any rhinos. Sorry, Nick.
When you say you'd keep on working and doing what you're doing now, would you keep on doing it for them, or would you start up your own thing?
I think I would keep doing it for them. I'd just keep working the job I've got, the place I've got. I would have enough money to buy my stock options when they vest. So that'd be a good thing. Wouldn't have to worry about that.
Sounds swell.
You sound different.
That's interesting.
Yeah, Yeah, like at this point, I feel like I would. That sounds reasonably boring. I think I would do like a couple nice things and have a couple of nice things, but I wouldn't be. And like even all those things that I mentioned, I'm not going to burn through the $30 million between 50 and 20. Like I don't think I'm spending more than. I don't think I'm even spending $10 million.
No.
Like
I think that almost everything
I'd
you've
buy the Western
mentioned, Tom,
Bulldogs
you
and
could
follow
probably
them.
do sometime.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm just fast forwarding maybe what I already want modestly in life, as opposed to, well, buying a 488 is not particularly modest, but you know, well, having 3 houses isn't, but yeah.
I feel you, Holmes.
But
It's
fast track.
It's on the table.
Yeah, it's on. One day.
It's in play.
One day. Yeah, I'm not doing anything extravagant that I wouldn't do otherwise, because like you say, you're falling into that like pit hole of all the people that come into heaps of money and then it all goes without having actually earned it, and it all goes horribly wrong.
I've often thought if I won that much money and I had all the time to myself that I'd go to uni and study.
Yeah,
because you'd be doing it because you want to do it, not because you have to, and it
Yeah.
would be a lot more enjoyable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
pick up some space papers. There's also like
I think I'd study to be a surgeon or something.
study to be a surgeon. It's very noble of you.
interesting. Like I think like there are
I'll
some
bet you
things that I
operate on
would
me.
try and do for like
Thanks, Jono.
maybe to affect some social good. Like I don't want to like be I've got all this money and now I can run for like parliament or something like that, because I don't think I feel sufficiently strongly or have enough good ideas. But like the end of my road, there's an absolutely fuck off huge whack of land that's got like 3 derelict buildings on different corners, and then otherwise it's just like this wide open field with this big fence around it. And it's kind of pissed me off that it's been there as long as it is and nobody's doing anything with it, as though it's like a land bank type thing. Like I'm going to make a whole stack of cash off this in future. I would do something like buy this whole bunch of like
Drug rehabilitation center.
well, I was going to say like whole bunch of relatively affordable housing or something like that. If I make some money, then great. If I do it for like not for profit type thing, as long as it covers its costs, then that's great. But try and do something good to help a whole bunch of people out. It doesn't need to be like the Thomas Marshall Apartments. It's just like here is this big block of houses. They're well priced for Wellington. What?
How do you then like stop someone from just coming and buying them then? Like someone come and buying
Exactly,
them out
yeah.
for
Investors coming and buying them and renting them
reselling
out.
for a high price. They go, oh, look at this bargain. Or do
I
you
don't know.
vet the people?
You could probably vet the people. If you build like 1,000 apartments, it's probably going to be quite difficult. But at the same time,
Jeez, that would eat up your 50 million pretty quick, I think. Capital works like
maybe
that.
not
Yeah.
1,000 then. I've got no idea how much building an apartment like block would cost. Like
Probably a bit.
if it's maybe so how many are in our thing now? I think there's like 40 in our thing now, and this place was it's insured for 14 million. This block, so maybe between the 5 that I spent on myself and the 20 that I want to get to, I can spend like $20 million on this apartment block. Maybe I make some money off it. Maybe I built like 100 houses for people and like.
Sounds unnecessary.
Unless you buy one apartment block, sell all the houses, and use that money to buy.
Well,
build another
then I
apartment
become a
block.
property investor, and then it's I'm just doing a different job.
But then you do it for ultimate altruistic goals.
Yeah, maybe. I think there's
Gotta
got to
be able
be
to sustain yourself.
a place that you get to where you have built so much housing that it lowers the general price in the market. I assume I'm no
And then the Department of Housing come in and take you out for
I
taking
don't
the
know.
jobs
I'm
away.
no economist, but I feel like if you oversupply the market, then reduced demand reduces prices. maybe I can say it's first home buyers only get to buy them. I wonder if there's a way that I can make that always a rule. I don't know. You know how like retirement villages, you can only buy a house in there if you're actually like retired and moving into like this apartment, that like unit yourself. I wonder if I could do like a families block type thing or something like that.
Yeah, you'd have to cuddle up with the council or something to sort that out, but I'm sure you could put your mind to it, put your funds to it.
Yeah.
Make it happen.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if that's even a good example, but like, yeah, doing something.
Probably not.
Doing something decent with it.
Good stuff. Very good. Wow. I mean, I also forgot to mention I would give money to a couple of charities, but I think that's pretty.
Oh, sure you would. Yeah.
I'm calling bullshit on that if it took you an hour and 10 minutes to figure that out.
Yeah, you would.
No, I forgot about it when I remembered it like after I'd said it when Jono was talking about the church. I'm like, oh, there is also a couple of charities that I would donate to, like Leukemia Foundation, Beyond Blue,
Black Dog,
stuff like that. So there's a few of those. I'd like to throw some cash.
Ronald McDonald House. There's one.
Yeah.
I bought McDonald's.
Able Gamers is one that I would love to see get a bit more money. They do awesome stuff.
Stephen?
Yeah, they do. Yeah. There's some great out there.
I do for the People Fund.
The what, sorry?
That?
The People Fund.
What is that?
Money for Humans.
Is that the made-up one from Science? It's the Human Fund, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Human
Fund.
Yeah. Donation has been made in your name to the Human Fund.
Very good. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Pleasure Explosion. This has been...
It's alright, I felt obligated.
It's okay. This has been...
How long has that been cooking for?
This has been a product of the Explosion Network. You can find all of our content over at www.explosionnetwork.com. You can follow us all on Twitter. Jono is at Jono himself. Nick is at Lord N. Prior. And Tom is at TomDeBomb89. Everywhere but Snapchat. You can follow me at Cruzy_mate and the Explosion Network at Explosion Pod.
TomDeBomb89 also isn't intercapped, even though Nick writes it like that in the description, and I've asked him to change it.
It doesn't matter.
It certainly doesn't.
It does, because it looks silly.
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you can contact us through email, through social media. Let us know what you would do if you won the lottery. Who would you donate to? How much money would you give us?
Might I suggest you donate a lot of money to our Extra Life
that is
campaign.
the other thing. If you win the lottery, you can most certainly afford to donate to our Extra Life fund. So make that happen. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, like, subscribe, share us with your friends and with your mother. Until next time, plat plat.
Bye!
Hey, listen, Kieran here. If you haven't heard, the Explosion Network will be streaming for 24 hours and participating in Extra Life on November 4th, raising money for the Sick Kids Centre for Global Child Health. Head on over to explosionnetwork.com/extralife for all the details on how you can help us, including donating, giving us some ideas for challenges, or games you'd like to see us play. October 27th to 29th, apparently Pack Melbourne's happening, and I'm going to be there with Dylan, Ash, and Jono. So feel free to come say hey if you see us on the show floor. Then, there's a disturbance in the Force. On October 27th, we'll be launching a Star Wars podcast in the lead up to Episode 8, The Last Jedi. Of course, our weekly shows will always continue. Pleasure Explosion Mondays, Platinum Explosions on Tuesdays, and Grandstand Gurus Thursdays. All at 12 p.m. Catch our live streams where I like to dwell during the evenings at twitch.tv/Explosion Network, and keep your targets locked on explosionnetwork.com for all our explosive content. Shout out to Bevan.
Did you notice that you had like 4 ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls in that closing there, Jack?
No.